Welcome to week 10, the second to last week. So as of course, the battles are shown here with the timestamp shown in the top right for each individual image with top versus bottom. And here is going to be the schedule for this week. So we got some big battles with Guilty Kiss and Saint Snow, as well as things that are very important. For example, DiverDiva needs to win here if they want to get a big chance of getting into the playoffs here. So let's go ahead and jump straight into the battles. Welcome to week 10. This is the second to last week, so these battles are very important for deciding who will be making it to the playoffs and who gets certain seedings. Here on the left we have Guilty Kiss, and on the right we have Saint Snow. This is a very important battle. Guilty Kiss is 7-1 while Saint Snow is 6-2. Guilty Kiss has the best record, and they're looking to defend the number 1 seed while Saint Snow is tied for the 2nd seed. With a victory here, Guilty Kiss can confirm the number 1 seed in the whole entire league, I'm pretty sure, and they will guarantee themselves a bye in the first round. With a win here for Saint Snow, they can definitely stay in this and confirm that they can get a number 1 seed, but of course, both teams already made it in the playoffs, so they're not at least fighting for a play spot here. So far early on this match here, we have one of the Leas at really high damage, which is also paired up with Yoshiko. Overall, Saint Snow is definitely taking this battle really to the Guilty Kiss here, as one of the Leia and Sarah has mostly been able to avoid a lot of damage here. We've had a lot of work done here, as Yoshiko is the first to die, killed by one of the Sadas here. We have one of the Saint Snow members launched here, and Mari was launched as well, and she was not able to recover, so she falls down, and Saint Snow has a bit of a lead here, as now they have 2 kills on Guilty Kiss's 0. So far we have one of the Leia's trapped here on the right here, and she ends up sending someone launching him. And Amari decides to die for some odd reason here, which gives a really big lead for Guilty Kiss, and we have, Saint Snow. So Saint Snow now has received 2 deaths here, one from the Sada and one from the Leia here, while Mari alone managed to accomplish that many deaths herself. So we are definitely in it for Guilty Kiss fans. They are definitely struggling a little bit here, as Guilty Kiss is a little bit behind. We still have Rico, who has not died at this moment yet, but now she sees a huge hit, and looks like she just died, as she was just a bit too high to be able to survive that hit here. And there goes Mari. She is the first to be completely eliminated and lose all 3 lives, and now she steals a life to make sure it stays at 3-on-3 here, but Guilty Kiss is playing really poorly here, or should at least say Mari, as they are not able to do much here. Well, Mari managed to get the kill here, but Guilty Kiss is, oh my goodness, Mari. So Mari commits suicide here. So that pretty much seals the deal here, as looks like Guilty Kiss will not win here and move to 7-2. Well, Saint Snow gets to move to 7-2, which means they will have the tiebreaker on them because they did defeat Guilty Kiss here, which then will make Saint Snow likely the number 1 seed overall here. Overall, just pretty poor play by Mari, and not so great play by Yoshiko or Rico here to really combat the plays done by Saint Snow. Actually the only Sada here is 4 kills already here. She was able to finish off a lot of her opponents here. And then now we are down to just Rico here, as Yoshiko falls, and Rico is just trying to survive here, and she finally goes down. Just a complete devastation. The number 1 seed falls, and we have victory going to Saint Snow. A dominant and pretty important win for Saint Snow, as they really want to secure their chances of getting that first round bye. We have a very dominant performance by Sada here with 4 kills and just 1 death. Rico performed very awful. Didn't even get a single kill here. Yoshiko, all of Saint Snow had a -2 in terms of the kill-death ratio, or should I say differential. And they all were 2 under, and that really does not help here. Still very good performances though for Saint Snow overall, and even Leia gets a combined 5 and 2, which is also a pretty good ratio there as well. Luckily for Guilty Kiss, this is not playoffs, and they are guaranteed in the playoffs already, so they don't have to worry about that. But they will have to really try to make sure they secure that first round bye. Welcome to the second battle of Week 10. Here on the left, we have BiBi, and on the right, we have AZALEA. BiBi has a record of 6 and 2, just like Saint Snow, so of course they are also looking to see if they can get that first round bye. A victory is pretty much essential here if they want to get that first round bye at this point. For AZALEA, they are 3 and 5. So this is a must win for AZALEA. BiBi has already been guaranteed to make it into the playoffs. AZALEA needs to win everything if they want a reasonable chance of getting it. A loss here will most likely seal the deal and eliminate AZALEA from playoff contention. We'll have to take a look at the other matches, especially have all the other 3-win teams have to lose, and as well as I think some 4-win teams will also have to lose if they want to have a chance here. Early on in this battle here, we have a relatively even game here. BiBi really needs a big performance by, well, Nico really, because Nico has been the carry of BiBi. She has a league best around 2.5 KD, meaning she gets 2.5 times kills than she does times of dying. Kanan is the first to fall here, and she's definitely been one of the worst overall in the league. I don't think she is officially the worst. I think Nozomi is officially the worst in the league. I think Kanan is the second worst. I think her KD is like 0.5. Maybe getting better recently, but overall not so good. Ooh, a nice spike there, and then Maki falls down. So, Ellie is down to her final life early on in this battle. While Nico has lost 1 life. Not Nico. Maki lost 1 life here, while Nico is got 1 kill here. And Ellie already lost all 3 lives here. She's really trying to make sure BiBi doesn't win here and give AZALEA a chance. So Nico has lost 1 life because she had it stolen by Ellie here. While Nico trying to get all the kills. And Nico has just been really carrying his team. Ellie decides to die a 4th time, not just only dying here. Stealing another life from Nico here. Ellie being really foolish with her decisions here. Really giving AZALEA a chance here as Nico has just been doing so much work trying to carry this team here. For AZALEA, Kanan is down to her final life, while Hanamaru and Daya are both down to 2 lives here. There goes Hanamaru. And Ellie dies once again. I don't know how Ellie is doing this, but she's single-handedly making this fight ridiculous for BiBi, as all she does is just die here. So now Nico is officially out because she has no lives because Ellie stole all the lives here. And there goes Maki. I guess AZALEA's gonna win here, as now it's just up to Ellie to fight off a 1v3 here. I'm not really sure what I saw here. Nico was performing very well, and Maki was still performing pretty well here. And Nico only got to have 1 life here. Some just really foolish decisions by a lot of these brawlers, as they think they can recover on a ledge when they're so far away. And that should seal the deal here, as there's no way she can recover from that. And BiBi falls, as Ellie goes 0 and 5. How do you do that? That is a good question. Oh, I'm sorry. She went 1 and 6. Okay, Ellie did get killed, but she died 6 times. That's gotta be a record for just 1 person. I've never seen a performance that bad from 1 person. Just abysmal performance here. But Maki and Nico both did alright here. Overall, pretty decent performance all by AZALEA, but a lot of those numbers are inflated by suicides that honestly were pretty much suicides from Ellie, although they weren't officially counted as suicides because someone technically damaged her beforehand. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Ellie did give out a decent amount of damage, 401 to 301, which is still pretty good here. But if you do the math here, she died 6 times. That means on average she died at 50%, and that's not a very high percentage to die on. So honestly, it's pretty insane, especially when you take a look at a lot of AZALEA's stats, as they definitely did not deal as much damage overall, especially Hanamaru. Yet she ended up with 4 and 2, which means he really took advantage of Ellie's suicidal behavior here. So unfortunate for BiBi, as they get to move to 6-3, and the chances of getting a first round bye are pretty much gone. So they're just basically just trying to get a better seeding, I guess, to fight lower seeded teams here. But at least they're in the playoffs. AZALEA moves to 4-5, and their dreams of staying in the playoffs are technically alive thanks to a certain Ellie. Welcome to the third battle of week 10. Here on the left we have CYaRon, and on the right we have Printemps. So CYaRon is 3-5. They're also one of those other teams that are looking to win every single game possible if they want to get into the playoffs here. Printemps is 2-6, and they are actually officially eliminated from the playoffs because of tiebreakers. No matter what they can do, they will not be making the playoffs here. But I guess we can see which group is better, which one has the better leader. Often these are equated to be very similar groups, so we'll see which one is the better group out of these two, I guess. So we have the stage launch off here, and no one's foolish enough to stay on the ground. And anyways, so if Printemps wins, it doesn't mean anything, and it will pretty much officially eliminate CYaRon. But we'll have to see if CYaRon will respond and pray for a miracle to get in here. AZALEA already definitely gotten a pretty good situation here for them, as they did win. Ruby barely recovers to make it on the stage here, and it looks like Honoka does not recover and is the first to die, giving CYaRon advantage against Printemps here. We have, ooh, wow, that was quite a spike there. Well played there. So now we have all of CYaRon all lost to life here now. This Chika and Yo were spiked, and Ruby was launched off. Now putting CYaRon down 3 lives here, while Printemps is just down 1 life here. Of course, Kotari is at a high percentage here, and there goes Honoka and Kotari. Honoka not doing the best, although I guess she did get a pretty good spike, but she's been really punished as well. But she still has a positive kill differential, so I guess that's good for her. And the stage launch, and 2 people decide to let's not live and not get back on stage here. So now we're down multiple lives here. So now we have CYaRon, who's down to just 5 lives here, as well as Printemps, who also has 5 lives total here. Honoka's down to her 5 life, but she still has been doing pretty well in terms of kills here, as she's able to really dish out the damage, although she has been struggling to survive herself. Currently the best for CYaRon right now has been Chika, as she's managed to get a +1 overall, but she's looking to die pretty soon, as well as Ruby here. So we had one of the Printemps members go down, as now they're down to 4 lives total here, and there goes 2 lives pretty quick here for CYaRon, bringing them down to 3 lives total, and then Yo just jumped off stage. I'm not sure what that was. I kind of missed it, but there's no way that was a good decision here by Yo here. Which now gives CYaRon down to their final 2 lives here, while Printemps has 4 lives here. Looks like CYaRon will not be able to do much here, as now they're down 2 versus 3 here. And there goes Chika, and then Honoka commits suicide, and then right after that, Printemps will confirm their victory. So now Printemps will move to 3-6. They're still eliminated, so it doesn't mean anything, and well, CYaRon will move to 3-6, which means they're pretty much eliminated too. So unfortunately for CYaRon, they look like they will not be able to make the playoffs. I will have to officially check when I go through my calculations, but I'm pretty sure 3 wins will have you officially eliminated, especially because teams like AZALEA have more of a lead on them now. But a pretty good performance by Honoka. She got 6 kills here, which is very good here. Although she definitely died a lot more and faster than probably should have, she was able to get a lot of kills here, which in the end, I guess that's all that really matters, is your differential, and she did perform pretty well as she was able to get a lot of kills here. Beyond that, Printemps had a pretty even KD from the rest of their team. CYaRon, Ruby underperformed, and made a foolish decision at the end here. Welcome to the 4th battle of week 10. Here on the left we have Quartz. Here on the right we have Lily White. So Quartz is currently 3-5, and Lily White is 1-7. This is kind of the battles of who can end their losing streak here. Quartz is still technically in playoff contention here, especially with a win. They have a decent chance of staying in the playoffs race. Lily White has been eliminated from the playoffs, and well, Lily White also has the longest losing streak of 7. They won the first week, and that's it. After their first battle, they never won again. So definitely Lily White, I guess they're trying to get anything going here, although it doesn't mean anything. But Quartz actually has something to play for here, so Quartz will try to see if they will bring out the big guns here. And Rin was launched down and make sure she was not able to cover here, but Kasumi is down to her final life here already. And there goes Kanta as she got spiked, as she got hit in the ceiling and sent down to the ground, unable to recover whatsoever here. So an early strong start, Lily White, and there goes one of Umi. She blew up and she was finished off here. And there goes Nozomi as she got spiked to the ceiling and sent back into the ground here. That is 3 losses of life, 4 losses of life for Lily White here as the other Umi goes down. And there goes Nozomi, so 5 losses of life here. Versus Quartz only lost 3 lives here, as Kasumi has already died twice, not doing very hot here. There goes Emma, so now Quartz is down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lives here now. But Lily White is also down a few lives here as well. They're down 5 lives as well. So overall we have an even amount of lives back again here. We'll have to see who's able to take advantage of it. There goes on Rin. And there goes another. Nozomi has been eliminated as she'll steal life from one of her teammates to make sure it stays on a 4-on-4 here. Lily White's down 2 lives here versus Quartz. So definitely it's a bit of a struggle here for Lily White as they're trying to make sure they can stay alive here. And I should be able to get back. Now Lily White are down to, all of them are down to their final lives here, as we have 4 lives for Lily White while Quartz has 1 to spare, as Rina has 2 lives available still, although Rina and Kasumi are very likely to die pretty soon here. We just have a big fiesta of idols towards the right here, trying to make sure no one can get back on stage. So they backed off and going to the middle. And there we go, there is one of the Umis officially gone. We're down to a 4-on-3, 5 lives on 3 lives here. Lily White, if they want to say it, has got to get the kills now, finishing off Kasumi, and Rina can make it a much more even fight. They're definitely getting a few hits here, but it's definitely not been enough. Rin, it looks like she will survive from that monstrous hit. But again, they are outnumbered, so it's going to be incredibly hard for them to do anything here. And it goes Kasumi, she was finished, and now they lost their spare life. There's 4 lives and now 2 lives here, as now both Umis are gone. And it goes Nozomi. So it looks like Lily White will have another loss in hand here. And Quartz will finish off Lily White here, as Lily White will move to 1-8. That's 8 losses in a row for Lily White. Can they make it 9 next week? We'll have to see, as Lily White has definitely been the worst team out of all of them. That makes me kind of depressed. But Quartz will move to 4-5 as they get to stay in playoff contention here, getting to 4 wins. We'll get them tied with AZALEA. I have to check who has the tiebreaker amongst them. But having that win is very important. As now Quartz moves to 4-5, they are definitely going to be in playoff contention, as there are a lot of teams who had 3 wins that did not get to move on here. But of course, we have to take a look in the next battle to see if this win will make the difference. In this battle, Kasumi did absolutely nothing but die, which is not very good. But the difference maker here was Rina, as she got 6 kills and just 2 deaths. Beyond that, most people were pretty average here. Nozomi was a bit under with her 2 and 4 here, which definitely kind of made a difference at the end. So congratulations, Quartz, as they move to 4-5, and they still have a chance of squeaking into the playoffs. Welcome to the final battle of Week 10. So if you're wondering where Asuna is on the break with a 6-3 record. Here on the left, we have Arise, who has a record of 4-4. On the right, we have DiverDiva, who has a record of 4-5. This is DiverDiva's last battle before the playoffs. DiverDiva, if they want to cement their chance of getting into the playoffs, need a win here. With a loss, they will be stuck at 4-6, and it's completely dependent on their opponents to see if they can get into the playoffs here. As we know, AZALEA has gotten a victory here. Now they're 4-5, as well as Quartz, who are 4-5. With a win here, they can definitely put the pressure on those teams if they want to stay in the playoffs here. But of course, we have to see if they are able to perform. Arise has a record of 4-4, and they have lost 4 in a row here. Can they make it 5? We'll have to see. They have not been performing well as of recently. but they still definitely have a chance of a playoffs here. They're no longer anywhere reasonably near getting a first, the number 1 seed, and getting a bye, or getting a number 2 seed will also give you a bye. But they are now in a position where they have to really hope to get into the playoffs here. But with a win and moving to 5 and 4, AZALEA will definitely have a chance of getting in the playoffs. A pretty good one. And looks like no one was foolish enough to stand on those platforms and die. So that's good for them. And yeah, a lot of CPUs tend to make that poor decision here. Early in this battle, a lot of DiverDivas, there were around the DiverDivas members around 70s here. And the average for AZALEA was about, I guess, 90 almost. But Tsubasa is the first to fall here, as DiverDiva gets a bit of advantage here. We have Erena who's at a really high percentage here. We do have Anju, who gets a big charge shot ready. We'll have to see if she unloads that in an opportune time here. So now we have Erena, who's now been finished off here. What alright. Now down at 2 lives here, while DiverDiva still has all 3 lives for all members at this moment, although one kind of was launched really far. She still lives, and Ice also lives here. Anju's still holding on to her first life here for AZALEA, and there goes Ai. She is the first to fall for DiverDiva. And now we have Anju, who's now finally finished off, so all of AZALEA has lost a life so far. AZALEA is down to down 3 lives here, and there goes Tsubasa. Now AZALEA is down another life here. Now AZALEA is down to 5 lives here. To AZALEA's 8. I mean, DiverDiva's 8 here. I don't know why I'm mixing up these names, they're not that similar. Both Kanans are at really high percentages here, and they both have not died yet. We'll have to see how long Kanan is able to maintain a perfect life here. And it goes Tsubasa, as now she has been completely eliminated. And she opts to steal life from one of her allies here. Tsubasa being the difference maker in the bad sense for AZALEA here, making it much harder for them able to win here. Looks like Anju is able to recover here. But Tsubasa is down 3 lives here and didn't get a single kill, indicated by her -3 score here. One of the Kanans did die, but the other Kanan is still holding on to her initial life here, as DiverDiva has only lost 2 lives here. And there goes Erena, she gets spiked. And finally, one of the Kanans fall. And now one of the AZALEA members decides to share her life. Now it's a 3-on-3 here, but Anju is at a really high percentage here, just barely living with that major hit on her. So now one of the Kanans has already lost 2 lives here. DiverDiva is down to her final 5 lives here, versus AZALEA's 3 lives here. And Anju looks like she barely survives once again here. And now Ai has fallen. Now we're down to 4 lives to 3 lives here, as DiverDiva is making some foolish mistakes here, trying to make this more exciting than they should. And now Anju is finally fallen, so now we have a 3-on-2 here. Ooh, and a really nice play spike by Erena, but she was not able to finish off, as that member of DiverDiva was at pretty low percentages, so the spike did not finish her off. So DiverDiva is making sure that AZALEA will have trouble trying to get back on the ledge here, and they have been successful at it, but only so much so. And now one of the Kanans dies, making it just 3 lives on 2 lives, and shortly after that, AZALEA gets killed here, as we get a victory for DiverDiva. DiverDiva will move to 5 and 5, and that is their final record here. So DiverDiva ends with a 5 and 5, which is, I guess, an even record. Will that be enough to make the playoffs? It could be, very much so. Unfortunate for AZALEA, they move to 4 and 5 as they lose 5 in a row here, which puts them in the same position as AZALEA as well as Quartz. One of those 3 teams will have to claim one of the playoff spots for sure, but which one, we'll have to see. As we already know, Guilty Kiss, Saint Snow, and BiBi and Asuna pretty much got the first 4 seeds locked up. And if DiverDiva claims yet one of the other spots, then one spot is available for AZALEA and AZALEA and Quartz. Now I have to check all the tiebreakers here, depending on who wins and whatnot, to see who actually moves on here. But we'll talk about that later. First, this match here, we've had Ai, who had a pretty good performance with 4 and 2. Kanan overall got a 5 and 4, which is alright here. Of course, the deal breaker here was Tsubasa, who decided to get a 1-4 here and just really dooming out Ayase's chance of doing anything this match. So with that, Ayase is definitely in deep trouble here, as they looked like a long for the playoffs just a few weeks ago, and now they look like they're not even going to try to make the playoffs here. So now let's take a look at the records here. So here are the records after this week. Now we have Saint Snow over Guilty Kiss because they had a tiebreaker, because Saint Snow just beat Guilty Kiss, so they currently have a 1 in the tiebreaker slot. This is the same for Asuna and BiBi, as Asuna beat BiBi. Now, I believe I'm not mistaken here, but DiverDiva should be officially in a playoff spot, as they won their last game, and I believe they have a tiebreaker over multiple people, so they should be playoff bound. So congratulations to DiverDiva, as I don't think there is a possible situation where they cannot make the playoffs anymore. Now for the rest of the 4 following teams, they have a lot of work cut out for them. Arise, Quartz, AZALEA, and CYaRon all technically have a chance. Rise through AZALEA have to basically try to win to guarantee a spot here, but CYaRon, I guess, technically can if all those 3 teams lose, so we'll have to see. But they might need an elimination week if they want. So basically everything has to go right for CYaRon. I think there's still technically a pipe dream available for them because they did win against certain teams. But that's more or less it for this week here. So stay tuned next week to see who gets to get into the playoffs or not. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to catch you guys in another video soon.